Are you asking me, ma'am?
Yes, Mr. Subhash, you were looking back at what had happened. Please go on.
Yeah. So then I asked him that who will be your finance minister, and who will be your home minister and defense minister. He said he did not name anyone, but he said Dr. Manmohan Singh will be my financial advisor. This is what he told us. So when Narasimha Rao has become the prime minister, and 2 days prior to that, Dr. Manmohan Singh came, and then we are sure that he will become the financial advisor. And then I believe Dr. P.C. Alexander has called him that you come for the swearing ceremony in Rashtrapati Bhavan. And then we were sitting in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and then he was just sitting beside us, and then suddenly his name has been called. Then he went, and then he has sworn in as the cabinet minister. We were really shocked. And then after I think one day, when the portfolios were allotted, he has become the finance minister. This is the greatest thing of both the people, because Narasimha Rao has identified Dr. Manmohan Singh because he was very, very just efficient, but he is not a politician. In spite of a minority government, he has taken bold step to appoint the finance minister, where when our country was in financial, it was in doldrums. So Narasimha Rao has so much of faith and confidence and trust on Dr. Manmohan Singh. Definitely that when he has become the finance minister, he is sure that he will make the economy turn around. And I remembered the words that I don't have a magic, the magic stick. I'll do within 100 days. I cannot do it. But sure that he has turned around our just economy in 100 days, less than 100 days. This is the beauty. And so many turbulent days we have seen Dr. Manmohan Singh coming to Narasimha Rao ji and then asking that I'm going to resign because there are so many issues which I cannot really solve. It is with the Congress party leaders, because they are accusing the left party, they are accusing the minority, because it's a minority government. There are other parties who are accusing him because they are not liking this demolition of license Raj. And the privatization, globalization, liberalization, all these things are new, very, very new to our people in this country. But when we look back, and today I was also just talking to some of my colleagues and then who are followers of Dr. Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao. Had Narasimha Rao not identified Dr. Manmohan Singh, what would have been fate of our country? This would have been, this is a very, very crucial time at that time.
Yes.
And he had all the guts, and then he has all the energy, and he has all the motivation from Narasimha Rao ji. And then because minority government, new to politics, and taking the brickbats, taking so much of pressure from the cabinet colleagues. Because since he has become a politician later, but he's not a seasoned politician as on today.
That's true.
But coming from the bureaucratic background and academic background, coming and sitting in finance ministry and then taking so much of pressure, it is really none other than Dr. Manmohan Singh would have really taken this kind of pressure and then make this country so happening country.
That's true. Because when he took charge of the finance ministry as well, India's foreign exchange reserves were merely enough to cover 15 days. So it was a very challenging time as he took over the finance ministry as well. And it was a situation where there was no turning back. But it helped that he had full political backing of Narasimha Rao as well. I want to go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta as well. Pradeep, on the challenges back then, we can never imagine what the situation would have been like. But as Dr. Manmohan Singh would say, never let a crisis go waste.
See, challenges has been part of his life. If you look at his journey right from when the partition took place and they had to move from Pakistani Punjab towards the Indian Punjab, that was the time when the challenges started in his life. He tried to cover all those stumbling blocks with a great determination, and he rose to the position of becoming Prime Minister, Finance Minister, and then the Prime Minister of the country. And that's one of the reasons that today people remember him. But one thing he really understood, one thing was very important during his tenure, he always wanted people to be stakeholders in good governance. That's why he armed them with the Right to Information Act. He knew that this weapon is going to sting his government too, and that really happened people started using Right to Information Act to come out with the scams that were existing during his time. But even after that, he did not try to dilute Right to Information Act because he wanted the people had been given this power, and this power is really very important in a democracy because he believed in the idea of democracy. That is what actually Manmohan Singh is today remembered for in country and different parts of the world. That's one of the reasons that we have seen that not only the dignitaries from a country but also people from the different parts of the world have come out to this place. I was interacting with a Palestinian diplomat short while back. He said that how he was the one who wanted there should be cultural exchange between the Palestinians and Indians. He brought the people from both the sides together. He was the one who had allocated a land at the Chanakyapuri so that they can construct embassy for Palestine. So he was remembering many other people also like Ghulam Nabi Azad remembered Manmohan Singh. He said that he was always accessible on many occasions. While he was the chief minister, he used to call him on telephone and tell him about the problems, and without a second message he used to ensure that all the problems are addressed, because normally what happens that he said that whenever something is told to the Prime Minister, then the things go to the Finance Commission, finally Finance Commission will approve, and by then it takes so much time. So he never ever believed in that tedious process of taking those long routes. He wanted that the things need to be addressed fast,
fact,
and that's what
that's
actually
one of the issues that has been mentioned time and again, not just by political leaders but by journalists as well, that Dr. Manmohan Singh was extremely accessible. Tejshri, one trait that stood out for Dr. Manmohan Singh was the fact that he was not a politician. He was very vocal about the fact that he was an accidental finance minister and an accidental prime minister, and that perhaps led to him being so accessible to the people that also made him stand out in his political career.
Well, absolutely, and in fact, that is why, in fact, he is being remembered today in such a way, and we can see that massive crowd has gathered over here for his last journey, during his last journey, and in fact, here in the last cremation also here at Nigambodh Ghat, from where we are reporting right now, from President to Prime Minister to Home Minister to the Defence Minister, all of them have arrived over here, and in fact, the Congress leaders were also seen over here just a few minutes back from now. We saw Rahul Gandhi accompanying his mortal remains in the Rath while he was being carried away, while he was being placed over there at Congress headquarters, and then from there his mortal remains were brought over here at Nigambodh Ghat. But in fact now, as you rightly mentioned, talking about the accessibility, yes, in fact several political leaders have mentioned about the meetings, and in fact while we were also speaking to several Congress leaders, they in fact were stating the fact that they met him personally, and in fact they also compared many other instances with other senior political leaders where the access to them is not that easy, and in fact the access to former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh was very much easy. And not just that, the similar kind of bond he shared with the bureaucrats as well, because he himself came from the bureaucracy. Remember that before becoming the Prime Minister, he was also the Finance Minister, and in fact he was also the economic advisor, chief economic advisor, the governor of RBI as well, and that is why he knew the system, he was within the system, and that is why he was closely associated with the bureaucrats, with the ministers, with the top officials, and that is why he shared very cordial bond with all of them. And in fact that is why we also saw today the ambassadors and the diplomats who have all come over here to pay last tribute, because all of them have huge regards and high respect for them, not just here in our country but also internationally. We have also seen the world global leaders coming in and coming over here and in fact also talking about their incidents and in fact or some kind of moments
and
when
the fond
Dr.
memories that they are left with of Dr. Manmohan Singh as well, isn't it? Tejshri, I request you to stay with us. Mr. N.V. Subhash is also with us. I'm requesting him as well to stay with us. A lot to talk about the legacy of Dr. Manmohan Singh. We're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back.